you guys leave the city of Dyrna Vei behind. And so, as you leave, and leave it under Raleigh's stewardship, you can't help, sorry, I've got my little things. You can't help but reflect on the fact that you're finding yourselves responsible for greater and greater changes in the world. Sure, you've made big waves in small towns. You've angered imperial institutions in Eowyn, and you've named yourselves the Arbiters of Justice, deciding who lives and who dies, but this is something new. You're changing the balance of power. Making real change. And maybe it's scary. You're leaving Dyrna Vei in a state of complete total disarray. But as you cross back over the Iskid and there are no bodies hanging over the river, maybe it also feels good. So you make your way towards the border of the Syrian Empire. And there are a number of things that you do not see. But it would be right for you to know anyway. Mom! A young man, Kendel, the kid who lied to get the serving job, runs inside where his mom is making breakfast. Mom, it was incredible. He gets pacing around the kitchen. This is it. I think this is it. I want to be professional waitstaff. It was so cool. She turns around, a little surprised by his sudden entrance and abundance of energy, but she smiles. She puts down her mixing bowl. That's wonderful. Tell me everything. Kendel stuffs a pastry off the counter into his mouth. So most of the time you just serve people drinks and stuff. But sometimes the host is murdered and your coworkers turn out to be spies and they kill the guards and then an army storms the castle and you're held overnight for questioning, but they end up letting you go. It was awesome. His mom blinks. What? The scene changes. Agatha slams her drink down in the bar, addressing a small crowd. And I thinks to myself, seems like everyone's pretty distracted, what with the killing and all. Surely nobody will notice if a couple bottles of wine go missing from the cellar. The other patrons at the bar laugh heartily. Agatha pauses for dramatic effect. And I drank enough, I would have bankrupted the fuckers if they wasn't already dead! And the crowd goes absolutely insane. Hear, hear, you rule, Agatha! Agatha is grinning, ear to ear. She raises her glass. Next round's on me. The scene changes again. Jonathan Brigsby Jr. stands on the porch with his son. You need to slow down a little, is all I'm saying. Think before you speak. If that nice lady with the rats hadn't sent them to warn you, I don't... Jonathan Brigsby Jr. rolls his eyes. Maybe the real issue is an oppressive system that wields indiscriminate violence as a way to keep the working class in line. As long as there's still one rung below you, it doesn't matter how much shit they put you through. You can still be grateful that you're not the poor fucker standing on that bottom rung. The history of all hitherto existing societies, the history of class struggle. More people need to get that. Jonathan Brigsby Sr. sighs. I know, son. But right now you owe your life to a couple of weird-looking rats, so maybe reflect on that just a little. Whoosh. The scene changes again. Samson, the guard he'd been assigned to my raid the day after the attempt on her life, is sitting in the break room with a couple of other soldiers. And then she just disappears. Totally bails. And so I'm like, okay, this is bad, but as long as she doesn't get into too much trouble, I'll probably just get ridden up or something. The other guards kind of laugh. Yeah, right? Smash cut to me not 2 days later staring at the corpse of Lord Clintock while Lady Myraid's issuing orders left and right. It's been like something out of a bad comedy. The other guards laugh again. One of them chimes in. And what about those people she was hanging out with? I've heard all sorts of rumors. Samson looks kind of pensive. Yeah, I got a weird feeling about him. Not really sure how to describe it. You ever feel like you met someone who's gonna do terrible things? Like they haven't yet. But you're sure it's only a matter of time? The scene changes again. A group of hooded figures sits around an unnaturally red fire. Maven, the leader of your coven, Civ, speaks up. Yes, I understand that she was complicit in Jamie's death. But look at what she's done for the city. Done for the city? She's plunged the city into chaos, Aya fires back. Between the coup and the riots, hundreds have been killed. And all just to play politics, to trade one oppressor for another. And she did it all without oversight, another one adds. We cannot abide cult members acting as free agents. We're only strong together. Her impulsivity undermines our mission and makes a mockery of justice, of Nyssa herself. Aya nods in agreement. She follows too closely in the steps of her master. Something needs to be done. The scene settles down on the four of you. Astride your horses. The sun is setting. Seer lies ahead of you. Duncan huffs and Tog, you hear, I still cannot believe you left me behind. You are lucky I did not eat Sebastian.
At least you called him by his name this time.
You did call him by his name this
Thanks,
time.
man.
And with that, our session will end for tonight. And our mini-arc. Thank you all for playing. Abby, thank you most of all for your assistance in crafting this story. I know it was kind of a dark one. But I think that tonally it's very appropriate for where we're at in our own campaign. And I had a lot of fun doing it. I hope you all did too.